All right, so let's jump into this. You've been going through some really interesting things about AI and the future of business consulting, like how it's all going to impact, well, your business.
Yeah. It's fascinating because we're not just talking about something way off in the future. This is happening now. I mean, you've even got articles there showing that companies are already ditching consultants who aren't using AI in their practice.
Yikes. I mean, that's a pretty strong signal, huh? So in this deep dive, we're going to help you guys make sense of this whole AI revolution in consulting. Like what's actually going on, why should we care, and what do you need to know to stay ahead of the game?
And you've also been looking into something called the opportunity to operations process and a platform called BusinessGPS.ai. And they offer a really different approach to business transformation. So we're gonna break that down for you too.
Okay, great. So let's start with the big picture, I guess. A whopping 75% of businesses are expecting AI to play a major role in their consulting engagements. I mean, that's a big number. But what does that actually mean? Like, how do we wrap our heads around that?
Well, it's not just about AI making consulting faster or cheaper. It's about unlocking entirely new possibilities. It's about creating value in ways that we couldn't even imagine before. Think about it like this. AI is giving us a whole new set of tools to solve these complex business problems.
So it's not just about replacing consultants with robots.
Yeah.
It's about using AI to, like, augment their capabilities and get better results.
Exactly.
Got it.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Your research also shows that traditional consulting methods are starting to fall short in this new AI-driven world.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and there are three major gaps that are becoming more and more difficult to ignore.
You're talking about, like, the capability gap, the capacity gap, and the dreaded cash gap.
Right.
Right? I mean, those seem to be coming up a lot in the articles that you shared.
Yeah, those are the ones. And these gaps are like massive potholes on the road to successful transformation.
Okay.
They can really trip you up if you're not careful.
So let's break them down. Let's go one by one. First, we've got the capability gap. It seems like this one is all about finding and keeping the right expertise, like the right people.
Yeah, absolutely. Traditional consulting often relies on bringing in these outside experts, but that knowledge, it tends to walk out the door when they leave, right? And trying to build those internal teams with that same level of expertise, it's incredibly expensive and difficult to maintain, especially with how fast technology is evolving today.
It's like you're trying to build a rocket ship while the blueprints keep changing every single day.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Then there's the capacity gap. Most businesses are already stretched thin just trying to run their day-to-day operations.
So sure.
And traditional consulting, it often requires this huge time commitment from internal teams, which can be super disruptive and often just not feasible for most companies.
It's like asking somebody to run a marathon while they're juggling, like a dozen other tasks.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, and also do this thing.
And yeah, exactly.
It's a lot.
And then, of course, there's the cash gap. Let's face it, traditional consulting, it's expensive, right?
Yeah.
And those costs can quickly spiral out of control, especially for really large or complex projects.
Yeah, not to mention all those hidden costs, like all the time that your internal team spends supporting the consultants and the potential for, like, disruption to your operations. All that stuff adds up.
Oh, yeah. And you can't forget about the cost of trying to build up that internal expertise, which might involve hiring new staff, training your existing employees, and investing in a whole bunch of new technologies. It's a lot.
So we've got these three big gaps: capability, capacity, and cash. And it sounds like traditional consulting is really struggling to bridge those gaps in the age of AI. So what do we eat?
Well, that is the challenge. But luckily, your research also points to a potential solution: AI augmentation.
AI augmentation. Okay, I like the sound of that. Tell me more.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like in practice?
Well, imagine having access to transformation expertise 24/7 without constantly needing to hire and rehire all those expensive consultants.
Wait, hold on. 24/7 access.
Mm.
You mean I wouldn't have to wait, like, weeks for consultants to get back to me with an answer?
That's right.
Sign me up. I'm already sold.
And it's not just about access, right? AI augmentation, it lets you instantly scale your capabilities, so you don't have to scramble to build those internal teams or hire a whole army of consultants.
Okay, so no more delays, no more budget blowouts, and no more knowledge just walking out the door when the project is done.
You got it.
Amazing.
And perhaps most importantly, AI augmentation. It can deliver all of this at a fraction of what you'd normally pay.
Okay, I'm starting to see why you're so excited about this. So how does AI augmentation actually work? Like, how do we make this a reality?
Well, that's where the opportunity to operations process, or O2O, comes in. It's basically a comprehensive roadmap for business transformation. It covers everything from your strategy all the way to execution and operations.
So it's not just like throwing AI at the problem and hoping for the best. It's about having a process, a clear process to follow.
Exactly. The O2O process is built on aligning three key architectures: business architecture, enterprise architecture, and change architecture.
Okay, you're starting to lose me. What do all those actually mean?
Think about it like this. Business architecture, that focuses on defining your business strategy and your goals. Enterprise architecture is about aligning your technology and systems to support those goals. And change architecture, that's all about managing the people side of transformation, making sure that your team is on board and equipped to make that change happen.
Okay, so it's a holistic approach. Like it takes into account the strategy, the technology, and the people.
Exactly. And the O2O process, it breaks this entire transformation journey down into 36 manageable steps to guide you through each stage.
Wow, 36 steps. That sounds pretty comprehensive, but I guess that's what it takes to really transform a business, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's where BusinessGPS.ai comes in. It's a platform that's built around this O2O process, and it's designed to make this whole transformation journey smoother and more successful.
So it's like having a GPS for your business transformation,
Yeah.
like guiding you every step of the way.
That's a great way to put it.
All right.
And it's designed to be used by everybody involved in the transformation, from the CEO and the CFO to the CTO and other key stakeholders.
So everyone's on the same page, like working from the same roadmap, essentially.
Exactly. And BusinessGPS.ai provides different insights and views into the process depending on your role in the company.
Wait, what do you mean by different views?
Well, the CEO might be looking at the transformation from a strategic perspective, so focusing on the big picture and those long-term goals. The CFO, on the other hand, might be more concerned with the financial side of things, like ROI and cost optimization.
Makes sense. I mean, different people need different information to make the right decisions.
Right. So BusinessGPS.ai provides tailored views for each stakeholder, giving them the information that they need to make the best decisions for their specific roles.
Gotcha. And it also incorporates these cross-cutting themes, right? I saw that in the research. Stuff like data security, value delivery,
Yeah.
all that.
Yes. These themes, they make sure that crucial aspects like data security and value creation are considered at every stage of the transformation. It's not just an afterthought, it's baked right in.
So it's not just about checking boxes. It's about making sure everything is integrated and aligned.
Exactly.
I like it.
And here's the really exciting part. BusinessGPS.ai uses AI to help you build a changing capability within your organization.
A changing capability. What is that? That sounds like a superpower. What does that even mean?
It means that instead of just reacting to change, your business actually becomes capable of embracing and driving change continuously.
Oh.
Yeah. Think of it as building an immune system for your business. It helps you adapt and thrive in a constantly evolving world.
So it's about being proactive rather than reactive.
Absolutely.
That's a game changer.
Yeah. And BusinessGPS.ai, it helps you achieve this by providing the tools and the guidance you need to manage that change proactively and effectively.
Okay, I'm really starting to see the power of all of this.
Yeah.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I think it's important to take a step back and address a key question that's probably on a lot of our listeners' minds right now. What are their options when it comes to navigating this AI-driven transformation? Like, what are they actually looking at? What's the solution for businesses that really want to embrace this whole AI thing and actually thrive?
The alternative, and this is where I think it gets really cool, is to embrace a whole new way of thinking about transformation. It's about moving away from those big one-time projects.
The ones that everyone stresses over for months.
Right. And instead, shift towards continuous AI-powered evolution.
AI-powered evolution. Okay, that sounds super ambitious, but also kind of amazing at the same time. Tell me more.
It is ambitious, but it's also totally achievable if you have the right tools and the right approach. It's about creating a business that is adaptable, resilient, and constantly evolving, staying ahead of the curve.
And that's where BusinessGPS.ai comes in, right? The platform we were talking about before.
Exactly. Think of BusinessGPS.ai like your secret weapon in this new era of business transformation. It's not just another software platform. It's a whole transformation ecosystem designed to help businesses of all sizes, not just, navigate change, but to actually lead the charge.
So it's not about automating a few tasks here and there. It's about changing how businesses, fundamentally approach transformation.
That's it.
So you're a change maker, not a change taker.
That's a great way to put it. It's about giving businesses the knowledge, the tools, the guidance they need to not just survive change, but to actually thrive when those changes come knocking. It's about turning disruption into opportunity.
Okay, I love that. So how does BusinessGPS.ai actually make all of this happen? We talked about that O2O process earlier.
Yeah.
That roadmap for transformation. How does that fit in?
The O2O process, that's the foundation of BusinessGPS.ai. It provides that clear step-by-step framework to guide you through every single stage of your transformation journey, from developing that initial strategy all the way to putting it into action and continuously improving along the way.
And it's not just some generic roadmap, right? It's tailored to what each business actually needs.
Yeah.
Because no two businesses are exactly alike.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it. The O2O process is adaptable, it's customizable, so it aligns perfectly with your unique business goals and your unique business challenges. It's like a custom-tailored suit, but for your business transformation.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so let's talk about the AI side of this. How does AI actually play a role in all of this? Is it just about automation? Or is there something more to it?
AI is basically woven into everything about BusinessGPS.ai. It's not just some add-on feature, it's the engine that drives the whole platform.
So it's not just using AI to automate a few tasks or analyze data. It's actually using AI to power the whole transformation process itself.
Exactly. AI allows BusinessGPS.ai to do things like provide real-time insights, predictive analytics, and those personalized recommendations. That way, you're always making the most informed decisions for your business. It's like having a team of expert advisors, but they're available 24/7.
And this brings us back to Athena, right? Our AI-powered success map coach who can guide us through all of this.
Yes. Athena is a perfect example of how AI is changing the game for business transformation. She's like having a world-class consultant right there with you, providing guidance, support, expertise every step of the way.
So she's not just some chatbot spitting out generic advice. She's actually understanding, am I business, and giving me recommendations that are tailored to me.
Exactly. Athena leverages the power of AI to analyze your specific situation, understand your goals, and guide you through that O2O process in a way that's personalized and effective.
This really does sound like the future of business transformation. But if I'm being honest, it's also a lot to take in. Where do you even start? What's the first step for a business that wants to go on this AI-powered transformation journey?
That's a great question. And the answer might surprise you, but it lies in understanding your current state, where you are right now.
So before we even start talking about transformation, we need to take a step back and really assess where we are today.
Exactly. It's like going on a road trip. You wouldn't just start driving without knowing your starting point and your destination, right? Same thing applies to business transformation. You need to understand where you are today so you can chart a course for where you want to go tomorrow.
Makes sense. So how do we do that? How do we assess our current state and figure out where we need to go?
That's where Athena and the strategy success map come in. Remember that detailed roadmap we talked about? The one with the 9 specific steps to guide your transformation journey?
Yes, the one that breaks down the entire process into bite-sized chunks.
That's the one. Athena, with her deep knowledge of the O2O process and that strategy success map, she's going to guide you through a thorough assessment of your current situation.
So it's like a personalized diagnostic for my business, like helping me understand my strengths and weaknesses, my opportunities, like a business checkup.
Precisely. She'll help you pinpoint exactly where you're starting from, identify any gaps or areas for improvement, and really develop a clear understanding of what your desired future state looks like.
So it's not just like she's throwing a bunch of data at me. She's actually helping me make sense of it all and apply it to my specific business.
Right. It's like having a personal guide through this complex world of business transformation.
I like it.
Yeah. Think of Athena as your strategic thinking partner. She's there to help you analyze your business context, set those clear targets, and really crystallize your transformation strategy.
And all of this happens before we even start talking about implementation or specific technology solutions.
Exactly. This upfront strategic work, it's so important. It lays the foundation for a successful transformation journey, just like a builder needs a solid blueprint before they start constructing a building.
Makes sense. So the first step is to talk to Athena and work through that strategy success map. But what happens after that? What does the rest of the transformation journey look like? Like, how do we actually put this plan into action?
That's a great question, and that's what we're going to cover in part 3 of this deep dive. We'll explore how BusinessGPS.ai can help you through every stage of that O2O process to make sure your transformation is not just successful, but that it's sustainable.
Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into the future of consulting. So far, we've talked about how AI is changing the game, those limitations with traditional approaches, and the potential of AI augmentation. Plus, we've unpacked BusinessGPS.ai and even met Athena, the AI success map coach, who can help you with that super important strategy success map.
And as we've seen, that initial strategic phase, it's crucial, right? It's like you're laying the foundation for a skyscraper. You need that rock solid base if you're going to build something amazing.
Yeah, but a foundation by itself, that doesn't make a skyscraper. You need the structure, you need the walls, the roof, the whole thing. So let's talk about what comes next in this transformation journey once you've got that foundation set.
Excellent point. So once you've got that clear strategic vision, with Athena's help, the O2O process, that roadmap within BusinessGPS.ai, it guides you through the next critical phase, building organizational capability.
Okay, hold on. Let's break that down a bit. Building organizational capability. What does that actually look like? Like, how do I picture that in the real world?
Think of it like this. You're equipping your business with the right tools, the right systems, and most importantly, the right mindset to really embrace and drive change effectively. You want to create a culture where change is seen as an opportunity, not a threat.
So it's not just about putting in some new technology. It's about empowering your people to actually use that technology and to adapt to those new ways of working.
Absolutely. Technology, it's a critical part, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. You've got to make sure your technology choices actually line up with your business goals and that your people actually have the skills and the knowledge to use those technologies in a way that, makes a difference. Otherwise, it's like giving someone a Ferrari and expecting them to win a race with no training whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And I'm guessing this is where the enterprise architecture layer comes in, right?
Yeah.
On the strategy success map, we kind of skimmed over that earlier.
Yep, you got it. Steps 4, 5, and 6 on the strategy success map. Those focus specifically on building that organizational capability.
Could you remind us what those steps are? Again, just so we're all on the same page. I'm starting to see how all these pieces of the roadmap fit together, but I just want to make sure I'm following.
Sure. So step 4 is engineer adaptive platform. This is where you really map out your technology architecture, making sure your systems and platforms can all talk to each other, that they're integrated, aligned to support your transformation goals. Think of it like building the infrastructure for your transformation.
So no more technology silos.
Exactly. Get rid of those.
Oh, yes.
Then step 5 is assemble change champions. So this is all about finding those people within your organization, the ones who are going to champion the transformation effort.
The cheerleaders, the motivators.
That's them. They're your change agents, the ones who are excited about this, passionate about the transformation, and can really get other people on board.
You need those people for sure to keep the energy up.
Oh, absolutely. You need people who can help their colleagues understand why this change is happening, get them excited about the future. And finally, step 6 is optimize change strategy. So this is where you're fine-tuning your overall approach to change management, making sure it aligns with your business goals, your technology choices, and your organizational culture.
So it's like you're bringing all the pieces together,
Yeah.
the strategy, the tech, the people, and you're creating a change strategy that's really tailored to your business.
Exactly. It's about creating a plan that's not only effective, but sustainable too. One that's going to set you up for success in the long run.
All right. So we've laid the foundation with the strategic vision. We've built that organizational capability. What's the final piece? How do we go from planning to action?
Right. The final piece, and this is where it all really comes together, is transformational execution. This is where you put that plan into action. This is where you start seeing those real results.
This is where the rubber meets the road, huh?
You got it. And this is where the change architecture layer of that strategy success map comes in. Steps 7, 8, and 9 are all about execution.
I'm ready to see this thing in action. Let's go through those steps.
Okay. Step 7 is calibrate journey. This is about making sure your organization's ready for the change, developing a detailed plan for implementation, and setting clear metrics to track your progress. Think of it like, the final check before you launch your rocket.
You want to make sure all systems are go.
Exactly. So you're making sure everyone's on the same page, you've got a clear roadmap, and you know exactly how you're going to measure success.
Got it.
Then you move to step 8, craft approach. This is where you define how you're going to do it. Your change methodology, your implementation approach, your overall delivery framework. It's like picking the right tools and techniques, based on your specific needs and your specific circumstances.
You're customizing your approach
Yeah.
based on your business and the transformation you're trying to make.
Right. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to transformation. What works for one business might not work for another. And then finally, there's step 9, launch mission. This is where you put everything into action, you execute your plan, and you start delivering that tangible value. This is where all the hard work pays off.
Sure time.
Exactly. And throughout this whole execution phase, BusinessGPS.ai is right there with you, supporting you the whole way. It helps you track your progress, manage risks, and make changes along the way, as needed.
So it's not just about like setting a plan and crossing your fingers, hoping for the best. It's about actively managing the process and adapting when those circumstances change, because things don't always go exactly as planned.
Oh, for sure. And that's a key difference between this approach and the traditional way of doing things. Traditional consulting, it's often focused on that one-time big bang transformation, which can be disruptive, it can be expensive, and often doesn't really give you lasting results.
It's like trying to change a flat tire while the car is still moving. It's messy, it's dangerous, and it's probably not going to end well.
Yeah, not a good idea. But with BusinessGPS.ai and the O2O process, the focus is on continuous improvement, ongoing adaptation, creating that culture of change within your organization.
So it's not just about reaching a destination. It's about embarking on this journey of like continuous transformation, continuous evolution, always learning, always adapting, always growing.
That's it. And that's how businesses can really succeed in today's world.
This has been a really fascinating deep dive. We've explored those challenges with traditional consulting, the potential of AI augmentation, the power of BusinessGPS.ai and that O2O process, and how important it is to have a guide like Athena throughout this whole thing. It's definitely a lot to take in, but it's also super exciting.
It is exciting, and I think it highlights a really important truth about all of this. Business transformation, it's not just about the tech. It's not just about processes. It's about the people. It's about giving those people the right tools, the right knowledge, the right guidance to embrace change and help move their businesses forward.
It's about creating a culture where everybody feels like they can contribute, that they can innovate, that they're a part of something bigger.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole thing so exciting. It's not just about automating tasks or making things more efficient. It's about unlocking human potential and enabling businesses to do some really amazing things.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with this. The world is changing faster than ever before. I think we can all agree on that. And it can be tough to keep up. But with the right tools, the right mindset, you can not only survive, but you can thrive. So embrace the power of AI, explore what BusinessGPS.ai can do for you, and remember that the future is not something that happens to us, it's something that we create.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time for another exploration into the world of transformative ideas.
Well said. And to all our listeners out there, remember, you don't have to figure this all out on your own. There are tools, resources like BusinessGPS.ai that can guide you, empower your teams, and help you unlock the incredible potential that's already within your company. So keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the business world. That's a wrap for today's deep dive. Until next time.